First of all, I want to thank you for inviting me to be here. My name is Neil Guerrero. I'm a professor in the National University of Colombia. I'm based in Manizales, one of the 9 campuses of the university in my country. I believe that research can contribute to the construction of peace in countries like Colombia by integrating certain aspects of the reality into the day-to-day life. To explain this affirmation, I want to say as an example, the ability that we have now as a society to see what is invisible in nature. I mean, we can sense certain variables of nature by using technology that we cannot feel it by using our senses. Right now, we can analyze nanoparticles, for example. Right now, we can analyze the behavior of electromagnetic waves by analyzing the spectrum. Right now, we can see the invisible. And if we can interpret nature in that complete way by analyzing the invisible and combining the visible, perhaps we can get a more complete significance of nature. It's the same in terms of social behaviors. We can use the results of research to integrate what is not possible to see immediately. For example, by using the technology and using certain methods of research, we can identify patterns from big data. So in terms of social research, for example, it's valuable as well to understand the behavior of whole communities because we can understand that social behavior and then we can try to also combine with the analysis from individuals, from singular persons. So in that sense, I guess research can contribute because research in general can provide a more complete analysis. We can create, by using research, complete scenarios, and I guess it can help in the decision-taking of the leaders of society. Particularly in the university which I represent, which is the National University of Colombia in Manizales, we are contributing to the constructing of peace, first of all, by educating our students. The university is a public institution. It means that people from any community, from any region, can access to the university. One of the particular aspects is our university is located in 9 places in Colombia. So we can feel in any campus, like in Manizales, the diversity, the social and cultural diversity of the country, because we are accepting students from the whole country. This is important because even inside the country, we have different ways of live and ways of interpret the reality. And this diversity is integrated into the different academic processes. We also contribute to the constructing of peace by our strengths in Manizales. We are good, I can say, in signal processing, for example. We are good in chemical engineering. We are working hard as well in computer science. So our students are very well trained in hardware, in developing software, and analyzing data. This is important because connected to my previous answer, we can identify patterns, we can analyze data, we can contribute to the analysis of the invisible of nature and social conditions. This is a very interesting question. I can say that now Colombia is collaborating with international partners much more than a few years ago. So now we can experience, we can see how many students from Colombia are having the chance to study master programs or to access to master programs and PhD programs abroad. We have a strong cooperation with Europe in general. I hope we can strengthen a little bit more our collaboration with Germany and particularly with CEPH and University of Bonn. One of the difficulties we have in Colombia is the language. We still need to work a little bit more in learning a second language, like English or German or other language. However, we have strategies to teach the second language inside the university. We are also part of international programs. There are several examples of students and professors working in areas like peace, in areas like biotechnology, in areas like engineering in general, public health, and so on. So right now, Colombia is in a good place in terms of internationalization. We need to work still in Colombia in technology adoption. We are in a good way, but we need to accelerate a little bit more our capabilities to produce our own technology. This is something we need to do a little bit better. That's why we need to work in technology adoption. However, to adopt technology is not necessary to only know, let me say, the instructions to get the technology and install it. It's necessary to work in the sense of adopting that technology. As an example, I want to mention one effort we are doing in Manizales, the city in which the campus of the university is placed. We are doing an effort in agriculture. We are trying to improve our agriculture processes in Caldas. Caldas is a department producing, for example, coffee, avocado, and we also have other kind of food producing in Caldas. But it's completely necessary, in my opinion, in order to optimize the process to adopt technology. That adoption technology is not as transparent as we can believe somehow. So in that sense, it's very important to include the university, to include the different research groups and institutes to better advise to the farmers, to the people working in agriculture, which technology is better to adopt. Particularly, it's very important to think in green technology, for example. It's necessary to adopt technology environmental friendly. It's necessary to adopt technology with low demands of energy. Or technology working with other kind of energy, like solar energy or wind, generated by wind. In Caldas, we are very close to a volcano. So it means that we have a potential to develop geothermal energy. So if we are able to adopt technology, able to synchronize somehow with these trends, in my opinion, is going to be much better. So in that sense, university can support because we can provide to the community a broad advice and try to support them to select the best technology possible. We have a project. This project is in the framework of Colombia Científica. Scientific Colombia is a program of research projects, big research projects, solving the main issues in Colombia. The project in which I'm working has a target the peace. Somehow, we are supporting the peace process we are facing right now in Colombia. Particularly, my part in the project is about bringing connectivity to rural areas. Rural areas historically affected by the conflict. Yes, we have learned certain lessons. After 4 years of project, and once we have installed the technology providing that connectivity, the first lesson I can mention now is people are depending too much of internet connectivity. I mean, in certain communities, young people and in general people in certain communities are understanding internet just as a provider of information. So internet is understood as a place to download information. Apparently, this process of just downloading information is disconnecting even more people. So internet in that form of use is provoking a little bit more of isolation. So, which is contradictory, because if we are trying to build peace, we need to be more connected. We need to design strategies to connect people, to connect communities. So it's necessary to reshape the meaning of internet and the way of use internet. One of the questions we got during the lecture today was about the impact of fake news. And fake news, which is a cause of this free flow of information through internet, definitely cannot contribute in the way we wish to the construction of peace. So this is one of the lessons we need to learn. So it's necessary to really work with the community hand by hand and try to understood the expectations of the community, and it's necessary in a multidisciplinary team try to reshape certain definitions or ideas that people have, for example, about internet. That problem of climate change is quite difficult to address, because at this moment of our time, we cannot say that something is happening in general with nature. It's very difficult to predict, in my opinion, with models, what is going to happen in terms of climate change. Perhaps as a humanity, we need to learn how to survive and how to live basically with these changes occurring right now. One of the main difficulties is, at least in Colombia, this is just one example, is the location of the population. So certain cities or municipalities are located just beside the river, for example, or they were constructing the houses in a very unstable land. Because of these manifestations of nature, the river is probably increasing the flow of water, for example, more than before, and it's affecting the people living close to the river, or we have experiencing the shaking of the land, and this is provoking problems with the houses constructed in that unstable places. So technology can help to solve this problem, not the problem of climate change, but we can help to relocate communities. We can measure, for example, and actually we can predict just in case of natural events, in which places is better to relocate families and communities. So in my answer, I just want to say that I don't know really how technology can mitigate the climate change, but technology can help, in fact, us to resist those changes, basically by relocating ourselves or by creating certain strategies to react early, if you want, to these potential natural events. I'm very happy for this ongoing cooperation between CEPH and the National University of Colombia, particularly with our campus in Bogotá. My target is to strengthen this cooperation by extending the project and including the campus of Manizales. Yes, I identified one potential project. This project can be actually in a topic very related to the public lecture. As I mentioned before, we are strong in data management, in data processing, and in sensing, for example. We have in our campus a strong faculty of engineering, and we are able to develop hardware and to develop as well software and interpret the data collected by the system. There is a project run by CEPH about sensing the different aspects of the land. So in that way, we can contribute with our experience in data management, in data processing and sensing with CEPH in order to develop this observatory for environmental characteristics. I will be having meetings with researchers from CEPH in order to make a little bit more concrete this idea I'm presenting right now.